Hi there, it's Jess, and I am here to talk about the new moon in Leo happening Sunday, August 4th, 2024. Our big theme is delay of D-land, and that is a triple entendre for those of you keeping score. Not only is it a pun, but delay, like the word delay, but the lay of the land, as in the outlook of the land, is one of delay, but also the L-E-Y spelling. L-E-Y is Spanish or Latin for law, and delay is the law of the land this month. Yes, it is a new moon. It's a time for new beginnings. Yes, it is in Leo, which is all about authenticity and loud and proud expression. Big but. Mercury is going retrograde on the exact same day, August 4th. Wouldn't you know? So, you've officially been notified. Don't buy anything more than $100. Expect weird traffic detours and road closures, internet and device issues, text message typos, and random reach outs from people that you haven't heard from in a very, very long time, or you might run into them in the parking lot of a grocery store somewhere. Things like that happen during Mercury retrograde. People pop back up. Mercury retrograde is not a favorable time for kicking off new cycles, something that we aim to do once a month when the moon is new, when the sun and the moon align. But there is a way that we can work with this special celestial arrangement hanging over our heads currently. My enunciation is just not here today. I'm gonna blame Mercury retrograde on that. So yeah, this is not a new moon for official ribbon cutting. This is a new moon to start your objective performance review. We have some things in Virgo. This is an objective performance review. What things need to be laid off? What things aren't cutting it in your life that we can release before we go on to open new franchises. So we're putting on our Dilbert costumes and doing an objective review. Here's a little bit of homework I'm going to give you ahead of time. It's optional homework, as is everything in life. But I came up with this thing. It probably is, a distilled gestation of a bunch of other self-help things I've heard about in podcasts and whatnot. But it's Leo. Leo season is all about the heart and expressing and bringing yourself joy. Just the things you do for no reason, just because they're important to you, because they're fun. Like popping bubble wrap. I grew up, my mom always loved popping bubble wrap. And it's something you do just because it's fun. There's no productivity to it. I mean, I guess it makes it smaller if you want to make that argument so you can throw it away easier or fold it, whatever. But things you do for fun. Heart happy things. Heart healthy things. Much more. This homework is going to make you a lot more heart healthy than a bowl of Cheerios, let me tell you. Cheerios, by the way, scored the highest in the amount of glyphosate per serving. And that's really troubling because the stereotype image is of what? A baby in a high chair with the Cheerios. You give them, and it's glyphosate. So not everyone has your best interest at heart, guys. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm on camera this time. I didn't have to be, but it's Leo season. I wanna be in front of the camera, and we all need a good friend. And one of my heart values is cultivating friendships. So how can we bridge the gap with other like-minded people and individuals and manufacture some intimacy where there is distance and withdrawal and loneliness? It's I'm not even gonna get into it. I'm just gonna say, you know what? I'm here. We're doing this. We're talking about heart values. So the optional homework is to get some paper. I have this lovely notebook stamped with a rainbow. It travels easy and I like it. And what we're going to do is we're going to get some paper, an index card, a post-it note, a notebook where you do all of your other journaling and doodling. And you are going to write down your heart values. 1, 2, 3, however many you have. Make a list. These are heart values. These are not monetary, possession, market values. These are things that are essential to your soul being and your happiness. So we're going to make a list of the values that are near and dear to our hearts, and we are going to find one way this new moon, this week, this month, I'll give you till the end of the month, to report one way that you can move closer to living in line with this heart value. So, for example, one of my heart values, one of the things that is near and dear to my heart, is growing my own fruit. Being able to grow my own fruit and to have fresh picked fruit at any moment that I desire. Just to go outside and be like, oh, apple, oh, orange, oh, fig. That is paradise to me. That's my retirement plan, and I can move closer to that. One practical thing I can do to move closer to that is to take care of the trees that I planted. I planted seeds, they sprouted, and I gotta take care of them. I gotta water them. I gotta make sure that I'm maintaining the pH of the soil, and I can repot them when they need more room to grow. That's very important. So that's a heart value that feeds me in my soul. Long term, it'll feed me in my body, but right now, I'm pouring my heart and soul into that value. Got it? Another one of mine is cultivating good friendships. So going out of my way, going out of my comfort zone, going out of my convenience, pushing past that ego that says, I don't want to, it's too far. My one caveat is staying out late, though. I will not go out late. That's okay. We got to have boundaries and protect our energy. Cultivating good friendships with like-minded people. And I've met some very beautiful people in the places I've traveled to. And I feel like I'm actually closer to the people in those places than I am to the ones locally, because it's too easy it's like, it's just too easy when you're closer, I guess. You just take it for granted. I'm not down with that. I would rather cultivate beautiful friendships and have emotional intimacy with people that understand, because we all just want someone to listen and understand. So, well, if you want to make a friend, you got to be a friend. So that's what I'm doing. I'm reaching out to people that I've had really awesome connections with, and we can be digital, virtual, long distance pen pals. WhatsApp and text messages and Instagram, even you can do voice memos now, so you can actually speak, and you don't have to call somebody and go through that, because one of my values is I don't like having my cellular data on, because that's EMF all over the place and it fries my hands and I get tingles in my hand bones when I'm holding the phone. Look it up. Keeping your phone on full blast data and Bluetooth will bathe you in some pretty gnarly, dirty electricity. I'm letting you know that because I love you and I don't want anyone to fry their cells. That contributes to inflammation and arthritis and all kinds of nasty things. So I like to keep mine off, and I can still use voice memos on Instagram or WhatsApp, probably Facebook, or text message, iMessage if you have an iPhone. And somebody can hear your voice. You can hear a real human voice connecting with you and saying things to you. And that's so much more intimate and impactful than reading a text or seeing a picture of an emoji. And we love our emojis. But I think Conan O'Brien said it best, that it's borrowed creativity. And when we communicate in this language of these pictograph faces, I actually feel like it's contributing to the dumbing down of our society, where people are forgetting, those 50-cent vocabulary words. And we're on our way to 1984 and Wally. I said it. There. It's out. How can we actively work against it? That is why I am here doing these things. Okay. I am going to get back to this script that I lovingly write out every episode. Okay. So, heart values, make your list, do your homework, find one way to move closer. That is one thing you can do this Leo new moon with Mercury in retrograde. Okay, so we have the sun and the moon in mid-Leo. They're at about 12, 13 degrees of Leo. So our hearts and minds are aligned in roaring in a new or newly fortified self-truth. So complete this sentence. I'm ready to introduce myself as fill in the blank. Because we're all pumped. We have something that we really are like, this is what I want to do, or this is what I want to be. And this is the thing that I want to begin. But Mercury is going retrograde in Virgo. And this is not bad. This is actually pretty beneficial. Mercury rules Virgo. It's about thought process, it's about movement, and it's about pulling information in. This is awesome to have a delay in Virgo because Mercury is going to be really selective about what makes the grade and stays with us after the fact. I will explain. So, Venus is also in Virgo, and that's attraction. That brings things in, feminine energies, and beauty, and art, and friendship, and good times. But Venus next to Mercury retrograde in Virgo is going to pull in more associations, more conversations, more advice, more opinions. And you'll be confronted this week or next week, this time period, with a lot of advice. We're just going to be given a lot of advice, and part of that is because we're going to want to talk more because of Mars and Jupiter and Gemini. So we're talking more, we're getting more advice from people, and the people that might be giving us this advice might not be qualified to give us this advice. People are just kind of passionately speaking. Again, Mars and Jupiter and Gemini. There's a lot of passion speech going on. A lot of anger coming out in speech too, so it's really easy to get into arguments right now, especially if you're monitoring the political sphere or the fear-mongering channels out there. Too easy to get into arguments with people. And so you're beginning hit in the face with all this useless information from people who may or may not be qualified. And your job is to notice what is not at all applicable to your life and your path. I love this quote. I don't know who said it. It's one of those things that's just true and it's out there. But you can't trust somebody who has never gotten. You can't take directions from somebody who has never been to where you want to go. So let's say, I want to be a scuba diver and I want to swim the Great Barrier Reef. I want to dive the Great Barrier Reef and I want to be an awesome scuba diver. But you're getting advice from a bus driver who's in Kansas and has never left the state, right? So landlocked as you can be, like smack dab in the middle of the country. And they're just telling you what they think. Inductive reasoning about what the situation is. They've never taken a class, they've never researched it, they've maybe watched a couple of Shark Weeks on the Discovery Channel, but they don't know anything about it. So they can't give you advice. They can be really passionate and have these weird, strong opinions that they might try and push onto you. Leo rules the solar plexus chakra, and that's our power center, and that's how we assert power over people. Like when you're in line with somebody or you're trying to merge into a lane, you got your signal on and then they're not letting you in. That's a solar plexus imbalance. That is a solar plex chakra imbalance. They are asserting power in a situation pettily, and not like lovely flower petals. Like they're just being pettily about it. So make sure that you are being very discerning. That's a Virgo word. Discerning with the people that you are soliciting advice from, and then also not taking to heart what they say if it just doesn't ring true. Hear it in the head and weigh it against what you feel in the heart. Hear it in the head and weigh it against what you feel in the heart. Because I honestly believe, I'm going to consider it a fact because it is, the heart always knows the path. Our heads are the things that get messy, but our hearts know the way. Is if you just part the Red Sea of the fear and the doubt. Alan Watts, 1960s philosopher, great lectures on YouTube for free, talks about walking through the ghost. So just walk through the ghost and remember the path of the heart. Again, go back to your heart values. What do I actually value? What is important to me that I would do for no money, right? What would I do for no money? Would I have good friends? Of course I would. Would I have fruit trees in my old age? Yeah, please. I'll climb those to the day I kick it. Yeah, we got to that. Daring speech. The Mars and Jupiter are in Gemini together, and that's creating a lot of daring speech. So and especially with the Leo energy, you might find yourself saying things a little bit more, daring. Like, I told a friend of mine, I congratulated him on opening a store. He did it before Mercury retrograde, so he's good. And I was like, you know what? You're a really attractive young man. I just said it because it's true. It doesn't have to mean anything. There doesn't have to be any implications. There could be implications, who knows? But just said, you know what? You're a very attractive young man. Why not? Why not, make somebody feel good about the way they look? And cool. Yes, we're conversing, we're soliciting more options, or researching options, because Virgo is all about research. What can end up happening, though, is the classic air sign pitfall of analysis paralysis. So you're getting too much advice from people that you talk to. You are asking too many questions, soliciting things. You're looking at too many options. You're researching, and there's just too much thought. Too much thought, too much air, and that kills motion, that kills movement. Too much wind blows out a fire, and you don't get anything done. So, what do we do with this Leo new moon Lionsgate energy? While it is 100% true that Leo governs authentic self-expression, yes, to the point of taking bold risks, yes, Leos like to take risks. Anything in your 5th house will tell you your relationship with taking risk. But authentic self-expression does not have to equal bold action. Authentic self-expression can just be like, I don't know. You can authentically be at a loss for what the right path is. You can authentically not know at this moment what decision is best for you. And that's okay. That is just as true as knowing exactly what you want. You can know exactly that you are not sure yet. Uncertainty can be an authentic form of self-expression as well. Can we authentically wait out the confusion? Can we authentically hold off on adding another project, another task, another relationship to the pile until we finish our plates? Again, that objective performance review. What needs to go? Do I have too much? What can I let go of before I start something at the next new moon after Mercury goes direct? Also, there's so many variables shifting right now in everyone's life. So you could make a big decision, Mercury is retrograde, and then the rug gets pulled out from under you. That is very in season right now. So again, don't buy anything super expensive. Don't make any long travel plans. No sudden movements. This is also a time where past ambitions and creative ventures can pop up again. Passion projects, like little light bulb ideas that you were excited about, and you were like, wow, that'd be really awesome, and then life happened and you forgot about it. Those can come up again, and you can get excited about them all over again. And because those things are previously, so Mercury retrograde is not a green light for anything brand new, but if it's anything that has existed hitherto that moment in the past, that's fair game. You can go back to it and say, let me look at that again. So you can spend some more time investigating the next steps for that. That would be an awesome use of this new moon, is to start something that you were excited about a while ago. For example, I have an idea for a really awesome restaurant concept, and I came up with it like a year ago, and then it came back into my head, and I'm like, you know what, I'm still really excited about that. Let me start asking some questions. Let me start looking into some things. Let me ask some people in the restaurant industry that I know and see what my options might be to make this a reality one day. So if you would like to invest in or collaborate in a unique but genius restaurant idea, please reach out to me. I am now hiring investors. Even though this new moon is in Leo, which is a fixed sign, a fixed fire sign, it is surrounded by conflicting input from mutable signs. Mutable means movable. Movable, changeable, adaptable, yay, not stable. Not so yay. The bane of existence for a mutable sign is the fact that they cannot be, it is physically impossible to be in two places at once. Oh, but we still try. And we pull a hamstring every single time. So we have the sun and the moon in Leo, and then we have Jupiter and Gemini in Gemini, which is mutable air. We have Saturn and Neptune. Saturn is retrograde, by the way. Neptune is retrograde also in Pisces, mutable water. And then we have Venus and Mercury retrograde in Virgo, which is mutable earth. So everything's kind of up in the air right now. It's a little topsy-turvy. I've been saying that for a while. It will calm down by next spring. So like, not this upcoming eclipse season, but the one 6 months after that. By March or April, we'll probably have some solid ground and some certainty again. But until then, it's just kind of like, all right, love yourself, love your neighbor. Mutable signs are designed to be aerodynamic. They are engineered for speed and efficiency. But at this time, anything that moves too quickly can trigger a chain reaction train wreck. So do not make your decisions based on what will feel good right now. The trick with this new moon energy is to make your decisions based on something you will be proud of 3 months from now. So think about holiday time gatherings, November, December. What do you want to be reporting that you have accomplished or decided or moved towards? How do you want to introduce yourself in 3 months? That's a good way to align yourself with this. In nature, plants grow toward the sun, but they grow by the moon. In the still calm twilights of the pale moon's glow, miraculous processes occur. The Farmer's Almanac will confirm that the new moon is the day to put seeds in the ground. That's the day you start your planting. You put the seeds in the ground on the new moon. In that phenomenon of total darkness, when the moon and the sun are aligned and you don't see any visible moonlight, buried and hidden in the womb of damp soil, the seed is softly able to crack. The life force inside that seed overpowers the hard woody shell and methodically begins to expand and push itself into position to set itself up for success. All of that happens privately underground. Mutable earth, right? It's a piece of the earth, this seed. It came from a thing that grew out of the ground. It's earth and it's mutable. It moves. That's the magic of Virgo season that we're tiptoeing into. But for humans, it's no different. What do we do in the moonlight hours? We're asleep. And that is where we rapidly heal and rest. Our bodies repair. We integrate the emotions that we have been dealing with and the thoughts and the fears. And sometimes that comes out in some really weird symbols in our dreams and really weird events in our dreams. But by the moonlight, we heal and dream and grow. So, this new moon, I invite you to stand in the eye of the storm, to still yourself in the midst of all of these options and all of the advice swirling around you and all of the sense of urgency to act or speak daringly, and just kind of sit still and make your list of heart values and collect from the outside world only what rings true and resonates with the things on that list, the things in your heart. Because we cannot do everything right now. And I'm a very mutable sign, so that is the bane of my existence. There's, can't be in 2 places at once, can't be in 3 places at once. Got to choose one thing. And we can't do everything all at once, but we can do one thing pretty well right now. So fortify in that area. What's something that you have a lot of momentum going for you with right now? What is something that's kind of happening easily? Everything else, there's some friction, but there's one area in your life right now where it's like, all right, I kind of have smooth sailing and I can really use this opportunity to build this area of my life up really well. So for me right now, that's my career. Relationships are kind of friendships have kind of become distant. And everything else is pretty stable, health and all that. But right now my career is really popping off. I'm busy. I'm productive. I'm being turned to. There are things being asked of me. So right now, my job is to set myself up for success in that arena, making sure I take care of myself in my daily routine. You know, waking up early to give myself heart value, time to play and be in nature in the morning. And then making sure that I have the proper nourishment at the proper times throughout the day, that I dedicate a chunk of my day to being productive and fulfilling these requests and answering these emails and writing the drafts that are asked of me, doing a really good job, and then making sure that I have a wind down period that allows me to be in bed by, 10 o'clock at the latest, right around 10, so that I can wake up in the morning and do it all over again. And that's just where I'm at right now. And that's what's in season. So that's what we do. Okay? Awesome. Cool. Have a beautiful Leo new moon. I very much appreciate you being a part of this journey with me, and I invite you to reach out with any feedback or shares that you have about what's going on in your personal little life. Okay. Much love. And I will see you when the moon is full. Good God, is this Aquarius full moon coming up going to be a doozy? Dear God. It was worth saying twice. But yeah, there's a lot happening in 2 weeks. So stay close to your heart values. Okay.